Hi all, happy Canada Day, and because it's Canada Day, I thought I'd take a look at Captain Canuck, issue number one from 1975, I believe. This came out in July, as you see here. It was the first Canadian comic book, perhaps. I'm sure there were ones before that, and people always say that he's the first Canadian superhero. Probably not, because of the Canadian flag being the way it is. Captain Canuck, of course, looks a lot like Vindicator from Alpha Flight and several other Canadian-themed superheroes. Um, I know a lot of people know of Captain Canuck, but don't know anything about Captain Canuck. Captain Canuck has gone through several different iterations throughout the years. There's no one character that is the alter ego of Captain Canuck. There are about three or four. There were series in the 70s to the 80s, which is this one, which we'll get into. There was one in the 90s and in the 2000s, the recent ones from Chapter House Comics, which are really neat, actually, and try to combine all the best elements of all the different Captain Canucks. So this came out in 1975. It's very, very interesting. So let's go through this issue number one. So here you got some ads here for T-shirts, very very 70s. Here's Captain Canuck walking around, and people are like, "Oh gosh, it's a Canadian superhero. Why is he wearing pajamas and all this stuff?" One thing people don't realize about Captain Canuck is the original Captain Canuck that most people probably know. Went through different iterations and had a strange sort of backstory. So Captain Canuck takes place in the far-flung future, I think of like 1993 or something like that. This is published in 1975. Canada is the most powerful nation on Earth, for whatever reason, and Captain Canuck is part of a government group called CISO. I can't remember what CISO stood for, but here you see examples of photographic artwork mixed in with the comic book artwork, and they did this often in this original series. Captain Canuck is a super agent. He doesn't have powers in this version just yet. I think later on in this series, he gets powers from aliens by accident, and then he's superhuman and all that. Here, not so much. He still has the outfit and everything. These two will be revealed. Oh no, wait! I think these two are aliens, um, and the super agents are going in to investigate. So here's Captain Canuck, and here's Blue Fox. Blue Fox is another super agent in CISO, and Blue Fox, spoilers, reveals himself to be bad. They're going in. They have their super ray guns and stuff. They have a super little jet here, and he's bossing around Blue Fox. And they go on into the snow with these cool vehicles and stuff. I know that there have been toys, really just like sort of ironic things. I know Plaid Stallions put out, like Brad Hillier put out a Captain Canuck doll. I would like to see the other characters like Blue Fox and Quebec and all that stuff, right? But anyhow, and maybe like cool things like this sled. So they go into the snow and they specify that their suits are thermal. They don't feel the cold and everything. They get attacked by a polar bear, etc. And an Inuit comes to their aid, and then they're investigating, some sort of invasion in the Antarctic. So, anyways, Blue Fox betrays Captain Canuck, and then Captain Canuck awakens with all these bad guys telling them their plan, and they're gonna launch nuclear missiles at like America and everything like this and whatever. So Captain Canuck then lunges into action, beats up guys. Blue Fox tries to foil him. And here he is fighting more guys. There's a countdown to the nuclear missiles. And then Captain Canuck saves the day by disconnecting some wire or something. Here, I think everyone was very excited by Captain Canuck. Just even you're coming out of the gate with this first issue, so they had some merchandise and stuff, and a whole like membership, Captain Canuck Comics Club. So here you get like a poster, and you get these T-shirts and everything. What is it? Send your $3.50. Yeah, this comic is I think it's 35 cents, which was actually yeah, 35 cents, which is actually more expensive than most comics at the time, which were probably around 25 cents. And so here more CISO agents come in and help out. More photographic artwork, mission complete. This is very dynamic and very exciting stuff. And it was probably a jolt for most Canadians watching this, like reading this in the 70s, because in the 60s and 70s, Canada was still struggling with its identity, very down on itself, and reading something like this probably bolstered a lot of spirits, especially after the FLQ crisis of 1970. Quebec constantly wanting to separate from Canada, etc. And living under the shadow of the United States, which was like just killing it in this time. I mean, most powerful nation, etc. Still are, but I'm just saying that there was more questioning of identity in this time for Canada. There's a backup story here called John, and this is a lot like John Carter. Basically, it's a Canadian dude that goes to another planet, um, and and uh, and then he's got like very 70s sensibilities. He says baby a lot, he's like a hep cat. It's sort of like the 70s Buck Rogers TV series, and there's a dude that wants him to work for him, and puts a metal plate in his skull to try and control him. But John is so morally upstanding that he defies the orders. That bad guy tries to get John to kill an opposing king, and so he's fighting guys in this other time. I don't remember if he has powers as a result of being in a different atmosphere like John Carter. I don't think he does. I can't remember. Here he has to fight a dude in a gladiatorial arena, and then he escapes, and they're like, stop him, and he's like running. This is really cool, and I think a lot of people might be surprised that there's this like whole backup story of another Canadian character, who's basically like an adventure, like John Carter type of character, and it'll be revisited in a future issue here. So here they're talking about the genesis of Captain Canuck, and they're talking about like how upstanding he is, and they want like a Canadian superhero. This is a Canadian comic, which was very unique at the time. All comics were American, and putting this on newsstands was quite unique. And here's Richard Conley and Ron Leishman, creators of Captain Canuck. And here's like some funny little like gag comics here, and other stuff. I like their we respect and uphold the high standards set by the Comics Magazine Association of America Incorporated. Being a Canadian magazine does not use this seat of approval, but is produced under the highest standards set by ourselves. So yeah, they don't have a Comics Code Authority thing. This little motto is put throughout the Captain Canuck series, like the original one. We believe good material outsells bad. We believe people, even juveniles, are fundamentally decent. We believe as parents and as one-time children ourselves, most young people are instinctively attracted to that which is wholesome. So yeah, there's very good intentions with this. And here's more about, the creators of Captain Canuck. And here's a little drawing lesson. These were meant to be magazines. They're comics, but they're comic magazines. So sometimes you'll find articles, and sometimes you'll find things like this is really cool. Like if you want to get into comics, here's a little primer for you. And you're a kid, and you're like, oh, Captain Canuck, oh, cool. Let me draw this character. Let me draw figures. Let me put a costume on this guy. Make my own superhero. And here's like your typical like how to get more fit and all that stuff. Yeah, and you can have Captain Canuck come right to your door. You can subscribe to Captain Canuck. So there it is, issue 1 of Captain Canuck. This series, the initial series, ran on and off from 1975 to about 1981. Partway through the series, he gains powers from aliens and then has to fight an invasion. And that's really the version that a lot of people remember. Here, he's a super agent working for CISO. It's pretty neat. It's pretty cool. And I love that the Chapter House comics of recent years have revisited some of these concepts. Like I'm pretty sure I saw Blue Fox in a couple of those issues. So there you have it. Happy Canada Day.